we are going to talk about our top 5 favorite Christmas movies because Christmas is right around the corner for us. And since Joe is a father, it's a lot more cool for him because he gets to do the Santa Claus thing and the present thing and see the joy on his kids' faces when all I do is probably sleep in. Not even that much because the dogs always wake us up and we have chickens and stuff.
Dude,
And
like,
then
so you
we
said
make
it.
our own brunch.
Let's have this conversation. So, like,
Oh, okay.
when you were a kid, did you have the whole Santa, believe in Santa, he was real?
They did that for a little while, yeah. I don't remember how long or when either my siblings or my parents broke the news to me that it wasn't real or somebody at school, I don't remember. But
So,
yeah,
like,
for a while.
but we met each other in fourth grade, fifth grade, somewhere in there. I, it, Santa wasn't a thing by then, and like,
No, it was still a younger kid thing.
so like our oldest boy, like him and all his friends are doing the Elf on the Shelf thing, and like they, it is alive and well, and like we're like the last 2 years we've been looking at each other like it's got to be done, right? And like it just keeps on going, and like for the youngest boys, like I don't want to mess with all that. Like I don't want to, and like my wife is like we want to do the magic is real and all of this, and like I'm like if they believe in it, let them believe in it. If they don't believe in it, like I'm not going to feed into it. And like we are on polar opposite ends of the spectrum here on the younger boys, whether Santa's real or not. So like
Yikes.
after this year, like the podcast could be getting a little bit real on whether Santa's real or not. But like my parents never fed into it. Like, and if you believed in it, you believed in it. If you didn't believe in it, you didn't believe in it. And like it was kind of one of those things. But
Hmm.
so I do enjoy. I am looking forward to this Christmas because the two youngest boys are of the age of they can actually open up presents on their own. They can enjoy things. Like it's a little bit more exciting from that end. But like I'm trying to show them Christmas movies, and like some of them they get into and some of them they don't. So I have a eclectic list here.
Okay. Well, why don't you start? You can either do all 5 or we can go back and forth from 5 down to 1. We'll start with the least favorite to the most favorite.
All right. You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I will put at my number 5 um the new Grinch. The new cartoon Grinch. I forget who made it. Like it's a little bit more rappy with the music. Like it but it is good. And it's little parts of it. It changes the story a little bit, but it's not too much, and
Hmm.
it's really enjoyable. Like
Okay.
I like that one. I don't know if you've seen the new one or not, but it's worth a
I
try.
haven't. Okay.
The first the first 5 times I've watched it, didn't like it.
Okay.
Now I'm on like number 785 times of watching it, and I like it now more than I did the first time.
Okay. Cool. So that's your number 5.
That's my number 5. So you give me your number 5.
All right. So my number 5 is Home Alone.
Okay.
A lot of people might have that closer to number 1. I love that movie. It's definitely one of my all-time favorite Christmas movies. Top 5 for sure. So number 5 because the other reasons why the other ones are in front of it are more appealing to me. So Home Alone, classic. Obviously, everyone's got to love it. Everything about that movie is amazing. Um, the robbers are hilarious. We just watched it the other day. We're gonna watch Home Alone 2 again in the next couple of days, probably,
So
because
when you're
we're
saying
watching
Home
all of the
Alone,
Christmas
are you saying
movies.
the Home Alone franchise or just like the first one and the first one?
Just the first one. I mean, if you want, I don't have any of the other ones in my top 5. Home Alone 2 was great, but the original is like pretty sick because it was the original.
See,
So
I
2
think
was
I would argue 2 is better than 1.
hmm,
The New York, like that's
it was pretty cool. It was
pretty
pretty cool,
cool.
but well, what? Wait, I mean, if you want to look at it from a film critic standpoint, which I'm not, but I'm saying like when they do sequels, the problem with sequels is they redo some of the same slogans that the first one had for their like famous slogans, but they try to make them better or add to them, and it usually doesn't work because it's like, oh, they did that in the first movie.
Yeah,
It
no,
wasn't as good.
no, like I don't like I'm not a film critic. I'm just saying that I enjoyed like the second one I think is better.
Second one's good.
Just
It is good.
just all around I enjoy it better. So like
Okay.
um so I'll go with my number 2 or 4, I guess.
Four. Four.
4.
Number four.
Um so I'm going to go with the Office Christmas Party. Have you ever
Okay.
seen that one?
Yeah.
Like
It's
it's
wild.
Jason Bateman, all those dudes.
It
Like
gets wild.
it's a fucking shit show of a Christmas party. Like it's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit newer, but it's not a classic. But like it's one of my favorites.
I'm into it. I mean, I haven't seen it in a long time. I'm gonna text Carrie right now that we need to watch it because I don't think she's seen it.
So I'm gonna put a asterisk off of this one because it's not in my top 5. But there's a the night before that has a lot
Yeah.
of the same guys. It's kind of a similar esque style of movie,
Mm-hmm.
but like it's very similar. But I just think this one's better.
Okay. So that was your number four. My number four is Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
4. All right. Can't wait to hear the next 3.
Yeah, well, there's reasons for each of them. So Tim Allen, we watched Home Improvement growing up. It was one of my favorite shows. It's one of Carrie's favorite shows. When we have nothing that we want to
Oh,
watch or can't find anything we want to watch,
oh,
um, we we put on Home Improvement because it's heartwarming, but it's actually like even the comedy holds up to this day because Tim Allen is hilarious.
yeah, I feel that.
So yeah, Santa Claus number four. I battled with that one with the top five where I wanted it, but all of these are almost equal. Like it's almost like they all could be number one, or they could be five, or they could just be in top five. So there's not. It's really hard to narrow down exactly my favorite, but I did because I had to for this. So that was
Okay.
my number four. What's your number three?
Okay. So I'm gonna go the Home Alone franchise if I'm allowed to do that. So like
Sure.
the when I'm saying the franchise, I'm just
Third
saying
one sucked.
1 and 2. Like
Okay. Okay.
like 1 and
You
2.
said it. You
So
said
like
okay.
1 introduces like the idea of this whole thing, but 2 is better than 1. And so like regardless of anybody thinks like I haven't heard anybody ever say like actually in an argument say 1 is better than 2. So like um Home Alone franchise I'll put at number 3. And like the New York movie, like when he's ordering all of the room service and like doing that whole thing, like such a like any little kid that watched that was like, that is the fucking dream. So
Yeah,
that
I
is,
agree.
and then how he the heartwarming part where he gives the money back for the toy store, like
Hmm.
it's Home Alone's number 3 for me.
Okay. Yeah, one and two are both great. Like I said, I feel like they are equal. Some people say two is better. I used to think two was better, but after watching both of them, they're both great. They're both great movies. So I agree. The franchise is really good. One and two, at least.
All right.
So my number three is Christmas Vacation.
Okay.
Yep. So
Yeah.
the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation because it's a classic. I watch that every year, like everybody else, but the old school Chevy Chase and like just everything about the family being there and stuff. A lot of that rings true with how I felt towards my family. Love y'all, but yeah, it's not always glitz and glamour, right? Because sometimes having family around during the holidays is sometimes a burden. You love them, but it can be overwhelming. So Christmas Vacation's number three.
Yeah, so
Hilarious movie.
like those movies. What's the American Pie movies? Most Ben Stiller movies. Those
Hmm.
movies were like shit just keeps going wrong. Like makes me
Yeah,
so uncomfortable. I can't watch them. Like I can't do it. Like it it
I get it. I get it. It's not for everybody.
like
I get that.
like it's like nails on a chalkboard. Like for me, like metal on ice. Like I just makes my skin crawl. Like makes me uncomfortable. Like just make the right decision here. Like don't stop fucking up and like just keep doing it. And like I can't get in behind it. I can't do it. So
Nothing wrong with that, man. To each their own.
um
All right. So what's your
so we
number
did
three?
two, right?
Oh yeah, number two. Yeah, yeah. Because you
All right.
went for. Yeah, you went
Yeah.
first. My bad.
All right. So I'm gonna do the Santa Claus movies. So one is good, two is good, three is good. I can't get into the
The
new
show.
series on Disney. Like it's just too kiddie for me. Like
It's for kids.
maybe
They're
it's
getting the
not
job done
too
for kids.
old, but like um it is good. It does stay with the series. Like it doesn't go too far off of it. It's just a little too kiddie for me. But like, man, those movies, man, like I can watch any of them at any point in time, and they're fucking good. So
Hmm.
the Santa Claus franchise, nailed it. They're good.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I
They're
have a
definitely great movies.
I have an issue with. I think we both are going to have the same number one.
I don't think so.
No,
Maybe not. We'll see.
say it then. What's your number
No, because
two?
I got to do number two
What's
first.
your number two?
My number two is the Grinch with Jim Carrey.
Okay.
The real life Grinch, whatever. I
Yeah.
think his performance of being the Grinch was one of the best performances he's done. He was meant to be the Grinch.
Okay.
Yeah, amazing. I love that movie. It's one of my favorite Christmas movies for sure.
Uh, Me and the 2-year-old were watching that today. So yeah,
Nice. Yeah,
solid.
so solid for sure. All right, so what's your number one, Joe? Number one.
All right, so I have a number one, and I have like, can I do a number one, and can I do a god tier, like a number one, and then then there's like this is the Christmas movie.
Sure.
Are you sure?
Yeah, there's no rules here, Joe. We can make our
All
own
right.
rules.
So my number one is uh Four Christmases.
Hilarious. We just watched that the other day. Great
So
movie.
number one, Four Christmases, like as any if anybody has ever been single or ever been in a committed relationship around the holidays and didn't want to go see their family, like Four Christmases depicts it perfectly.
Perfectly.
Like, and you live that life maybe a little bit more than I get to, but like it's money. So like that's my number one. But then I have a god tier that is the Christmas movie. And if you call it not a Christmas movie, we're not friends. I don't like you. You're a piece of shit. But like Die Hard is the number one Christmas movie.
That's
So
my number one.
every single year, Christmas
That's
Eve,
my number one.
I knew it was going to be.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why I said that comment. But like, I leave my dad's house Christmas Eve. We go to dad's house Christmas Eve. Everybody goes home. We used to watch it at my brother's house. Kids, life, shit happens. We watch it separately now. But like, we watch Die Hard on Christmas Eve, and then finish wrapping gifts, do whatever we got to do, finish drinking whatever bourbon we got to drink, and then we go to bed. Wake up at 5 a.m. to open up gifts with the fucking kids. So, Die Hard is God tier Christmas movie.
I agree.
Do you have a one or a God tier, or do you have anything you want to shift, or are you just like, yeah, I agree with
No,
that?
no, I agree with that. Die Hard was number one for me for sure. So when it comes to the top five, I think those are my top five: The Home Alone one and two, Santa Claus one and two, Christmas Vacation, The Grinch with Jim Carrey, and Die Hard. But if there was going to be a top 10, there's obviously The Christmas Story. There's a bunch of other movies that are classic. I got to go to the Christmas Story house last year.
Oh, okay.
Or no, this year, earlier this year. So before I worked with Disturbed, I was still doing some spot dates with Ace Frehley, and we played a show in northern Indiana. Is that where it is, or
Yeah, I think so.
Cleveland? I don't remember where it is, but we went and saw the house, and they have a Christmas Story like gift shop. We went in and saw all the gifts and like so much cool stuff. So it was cool.
So I have on my list of a few other ones is um the A Grinch with Jim Carrey. Like love that movie. It's classic. My only issue with it is when I go to show my young boys it, they're fucking terrified. Like it
It
is
is pretty scary.
too scary for little kids. Like they just start screaming as soon as they see Jim Carrey's character. So like I don't
Hmm.
remember that as a kid, but like if you're gonna do Christmas movies, wholesome, like clean, so like that's why it wasn't in my top five. It was probably like 5A. The Night Before is hilarious. Um, needs to be a movie to be on your short list to watch. Bad Santa, like
Hilarious,
that's
hilarious.
like it's not a classic, but like it's on the short list, right?
You could say it's a classic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, A Christmas Story, like we've all seen it, we all get it. My sister-in-law, Missy, like that's her favorite movie of all time. I'm pretty sure of that and like the girl baseball movie. Like, but
League of Their Own.
yeah, that one, like, but like A Christmas Story is for me a little played out, like maybe a little overhyped at this point, right? Like it's but did
They
it
do 24 hours of it on TV, so it's like
yeah.
pretty overplayed.
Like
It wasn't in my top five, but it's
yeah.
still a great classic.
Yeah, it's a
Definitely one
classic,
of the
it's a
best
good one.
classics.
I'll watch it,
Same with
but
Miracle on 34th Street.
yeah, sure.
Classic, like a classic, right? A classic.
um Just Friends, Ryan Reynolds.
That was a Christmas movie?
Fat kid growing up comes back for Christmas to his
Oh, okay.
hometown.
I guess it is. I guess it is. Hmm.
Good movie.
It's a good movie.
Um, like if I don't know if we're gonna say it's a classic, one of the greatest movies of all time, but like it's a good movie. I enjoy it. But like Miracle on 34th Street and all these other things, like I don't know, like I don't I don't go out and search those movies to watch them. But like
Right.
if all of these movies were like Miracle on 34th Street, A Christmas Story, and um, Just Friends were on, I'm probably gonna watch Just Friends.
I get that because it's way more entertaining for like our sense of humor though.
Yeah,
Hold on, there was another one. I'm looking it up real quick because I don't remember what it's called. It's a Wonderful Life.
never.
It's
I'm sure
another
I've seen it. I don't know.
it's another classic. Jimmy Stewart. It was black and white. Then they redid it to make it color, but it was shot in black and white. So
Yes, they like. I understand that that's a classic and everybody loves it, but like I'm sure I've seen it in my life, but like I'm not gonna. So here's
it's
the.
not it's nostalgic for people that their grandparents watched it when it came out, kind of thing.
What about Scrooge?
Great
Like
grandparents.
that is the Christmas movie, right? Scrooge.
Um, no,
No,
no, I don't think the original movie was called Scrooge. I think it was what is it called? Christmas Carol.
Christmas Carol. Okay, sorry. Like
No, I think Scrooge or Scrooge. I think there was a movie called Scrooge. I think there's a movie called Scrooged, which is Bill Murray. So like, there's a bunch of different adaptations of
yeah,
the
like
original.
any of
The
those.
Muppets Christmas Carol.
Yeah, pick which
That's
one
a
you want to
classic.
do. Like, nah.
Top 10 Muppets Christmas Carol for me.
You
Top
think
10
top 10?
Muppets Christmas Carol. It's hilarious because the Muppet like humor, it's way more adult, and they hint at so much funny stuff that like when we were kids we were like, that's I think it's funny. I don't know what it means. Now that you're an adult and you get it, 100%.
I
All right, let's round this. Let's round this off.
yeah.
Let's round this
So,
off.
um,
Yeah, good top five. I'm into it.
yeah. So,
Four Christmases is definitely a good number one for you. Makes sense because we both love Vince Vaughn.
He's so fun. And
Um,
what's the country singer that's in it? His brother that's in it.
Tim McGraw.
Tim McGraw's in it. His character, and that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Um, his other brother, UFC fighter, like, oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
But I used to have a shirt, like a Christmas shirt that I would only wear this time of year, and it said had the writing of the had the gun taped on the back and on the front of it. When the guy comes down the elevator, what does he say? He writes on his chest, "I have a gun now," or something like that.
I don't remember.
Nah, fuck it, it doesn't matter. It was just a stupid, like, Die Hard Christmas shirt. It was fucking awesome, though.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've seen that before. That shirt, anyway. Obviously,
Alright.
I've seen Die Hard many, many times.
All right, so we're gonna do this again in the next week. We're gonna do what are we talking about? Favorite Christmas songs.
Ooh, we could do that. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, we're both into music, so
Yeah,
that makes
so-
sense.
We have a week or so to come up with our top 5 favorite Christmas songs. I got a couple that are bangers. I'm super excited to come up with.
Okay,
Maybe
good.
maybe we're gonna queue them up on YouTube. Maybe listen to them live. That'd be exciting.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we can definitely do that.
All right.
There's so many songs to choose from. My God, it's gonna take me forever. It'll happen though. We'll make it happen. Cool. All right, Joe.
All right.
Good top 5.
See you, dude.
Later, buddy.